maybe y'all can help me out with this. 'Cause I'm trying to figure this shit all out. All right. So let's get this straight. The media is telling everyone that the Russians hacked into someone's server and realized just how serious our democracy has fallen, exposing the voting tampering as far as Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders is concerned. Correct? Now, that is the job that maybe the FBI or maybe the CIA should have been, first on the scene as far as protecting our democracy. Correct? I mean, that is one of their functions, is to make sure that the government and the Constitution is upheld. Correct? So, if indeed the Russians did hack into a server and they were found nefarious in their practices, why are we upset with the Russians? Should be a good question, right? I don't care where the information came from. It is proven that this country has a serious motherfucking issue, a serious issue as far as democracy is concerned. It doesn't exist anymore. And anybody saying and still backing Hillary Clinton after all of this stuff, after this all said and done, is by far the most naive and incredibly uninformed individual I have ever met in my life. And no, you don't need a college degree, a master's, or doctorate to see it. It's in plain sight and plain view. And there are other people running for the presidency. It's just not Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. It doesn't matter. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Congress still has to okay whether either of these two people the Congress, the Republican Congress and the Democratic Congress, also have a say in who they wish to represent each party. So you can hoot and holler all you want about Hillary Clinton, or you can hoot and holler about Donald Trump all you want. It doesn't make a goddamn difference, because at the end of the day, if they're both found incompetent to run the country, guess who's going to run the country? Guess. I mean, it might be Obama if they can't choose a candidate. He might get in for another term and then really turn his whole thing into this imperialism or whatever the case may be. Y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know. But it would help you as the person to inform yourself as to what the fuck is going on here. You gotta start questioning shit. You just can't sit up here and just be like on some whim. Oh, I made history by helping the first woman become. That's cool. I'm down for it too. But help make the best qualified woman. Place her in that position. Don't make it Hillary Clinton, who has shown time and time again she is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen in political history. Ever. This woman is the worst ever. And I'm just going to say this too. The Democratic Party has a major, major problem with it as well. You understand what I'm saying? Under Barack Obama, he's been doing some very nefarious things around this world. It may not be him per se. It may be the people that he's put in charge. You understand what I'm saying? To run foreign affairs and things of this nature. But it's just it's crazy. And one thing that I can say also with that Khan individual who was at the Democratic Party and addressed Donald Trump as saying that he sacrificed nothing. He's absolutely right. Most of the elites don't sacrifice anything. They don't sacrifice their children. They don't sacrifice themselves. and these political wars that they conjure up for us to send our children to. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will say to this, Mr. Khan, unfortunately, when people say people dying for this country, that's not politically correct. And you gotta understand something. If we are fighting for democracy, that's one thing. But when there is a political agenda to bring down coups, to be systematically trying to gain about financial gain through warfare, that is un-American. And your son had no business being in a situation where he had to put his life on a line for a lie. Let's just say what it is. Okay? Now, it is tragic that man had to sacrifice his son, but we're going to speak the truth about it. He didn't sacrifice his son just because of sacrifice for America. He made a sacrifice. He was sacrificial from the jump. He was not only sacrificial, but he was also expendable to an agenda. Period. Okay? When they went over there for weapons of mass destruction, they didn't find anything. And they did all of this stuff in the name of Islamic terror, and there was nothing to be found. That's nefarious. And those practices it's not right. So yeah, your son died. He died, and it was tragic, but he had no business being over there. Let's just put it out there. None of the children had any business being over there. Nobody's kid who went and served in the war should have been over there in the first place, because they had no business being over there because of the agenda that they had promoting it. Period. Now, yes, your son did make a sacrifice for his country, but he made a sacrifice based on a lie. Okay? Now, if you're gonna say it, let's just say it all. Let's make it like he is a hero. Okay? He was fighting for a purpose. In his mind, he was fighting for a purpose. Just like everybody else was wrapped in this thing, 9/11. They killed us. They hurt us. We're gonna get them back. We're gonna do whatever we can. But that wasn't the only reason they were going over there for. As far as Hillary Clinton was concerned, it was a great business opportunity to go over there. A business opportunity. Period. That's it. So let's just be real about it. Donald Trump is a terrible individual. And I'm going to say it. He's the worst type of person in the history of even holding a position that he's holding right now. Let's just be honest and be real about it. But we're not going to sit up here and pick Satan over the devil. Okay? There's other candidates that you could choose. Bernie, I mean, we can make Bernie Sanders go as a third party. We're going to need a third party, people, because as you can see, our situation right now as it stands is saturated with corruption. There's no way around it. There's nothing we can do about it. But if we want the people to have a say and to have a voice, we're going to need you to start to think on the terms of a third party. And with that third party, they can't have any financial loyalty to anything or anyone but the people. Once that happens, we may have a fair shot in this and a fair say in what goes on in this country. We can't and continuously sacrificing our children so that the few can make millions, billions, even trillions of dollars on a perpetual war that they're manifesting to simply line their pockets. It's just it. Period. You understand what I'm saying? So do what you got to do. Do your research or whatever the case may be, but don't be fooled by this crap that's going on. Okay, it's nothing but crap. It's a big pile of shit. Stop feeding your mind with it. You understand what I'm saying? There's so much shit going on in the world, and they're devoting 4 minutes of the TV to some goddamn balloon that fell down and killed 13 people. Who gives a fuck? Let that be that local news channel. I don't care. I ain't going up in no goddamn hot air balloon or anything like that. R.I.P. to those people. But there's more pressing things in this world than to devote 3 minutes to some fucking hot air balloon. People need to knock it off, man. There's a lot of shit going on out here, and you're being distracted so easily. It's not even funny. You know, get this shit together, man, because this is getting crazy out this motherfucker.